All right, what's up, guys? DC back here with you, and we're going to go over the SPY and we're going to set up some levels. And I'm going to show you guys the reason why we set up levels and the reason why we have support and resistance lines. It's just not a matter of identifying them, it's a matter of, when we have them on the chart and when the market opens, we want to see how that price is going to react to the support and to the resistance. Then we gauge how much, if we're going to decide if we're going to get inside this buy or not, based off that supply and demand at that price. So, and that's how we decide to gauge if, when, and where we're going to buy these contracts. Now, we're talking about buying options on the SPY. If you're not familiar with option contracts, there's a lot of confusion about option contracts. A lot of people think that you have to be above the break even to be profiting on an option contract. That's not so if you're only looking to flip that contract. Now, if you're looking to exercise the contract, that's a whole different thing. I'm not here to exercise contracts. I'm here to buy them, flip them, and swing them overnight, day trade them, and throughout the week, and flip them for their value for when they're low and then when they're high, and vice versa. When the market's going down, we're buying puts, and the value of them, we're flipping the value of those contracts as well. So, with that being said, let's get started in the setting up our homework. I just cleaned up the chart here. I just left this main trend line here because I got it, it's set up for a reason. But right now, we're just going to go in and identify some levels. So, we go back here, and this was on the 3rd, and the market was in a squeeze. This is when Jerome spoke. Jay Powell, the Fed, spoke, and we got out to a breakout, and we continued into the next day. There was some profit taken, hopped into another spot on Thursday, and then we took profits right here at market open somewhere here on Friday. And then we could see that there's some important levels here after this major sell-off on Friday, and so that tells us a lot, especially coming Friday, and we're holding this level. So I'm gonna set up. Let me get this one out the way. Excuse me, just a moment. All right, so we're gonna come in here and get us a horizontal line, and this was a high right here, and you can see that once we broke this high, we come down, and this was some buy-in right here and a buy-in right here. So I'm gonna mark this as a channel right here. This is gonna be a support. Okay, and then my next thing that I'm gonna do is, of course, we're gonna go in here and we're gonna mark this high right here. Grab this other line. On a line, there we go. 475. Excuse me, let me bend this down just a little bit on the candle there. 475. All right, there we go. Go. There we go. Okay, at 475. 470.65, excuse me. All right, so now we're starting just based off this being a support now, which used to be a resistance. And now we got us a high up here. So, obviously we got from 467 up to 470 here. That's over, almost 4 points here per moving on contract. So now I'd like to kind of develop a middle channel, and we'll do that. We'll do, we just kind of right here in the 5 minute, but I'd like to go back into the 1 hour, and we're going to go back into the 1 hour for a reason, because we're going to identify some trends, because we can do that more easier in a larger time frame. So I'm gonna grab me a trend line here, and I'm gonna go up here to the top of this line here, and we're going to touch the top of that green candle wick right there. We're going to set that up just like that. Okay, now you can see this red line is our base trend that goes way back. It goes back here along, several days back, but we've held it here, especially in the breakout for the past 2 days. We got a lot of support along this trend line here. Okay, so now we set in this upside trend, because at market open, what we can expect is either it's going to gap down here or it can gap up. You know, based off all the news and the earnings that we're going to look at. We're going to definitely check out the earnings and see what's out on the earnings for tomorrow, because, you know, the SPY's got 500 companies in it. When good earnings come out, that gives us a good confirmation that if these earnings come out good, then we're definitely going to be on a uptrend for the day. But we'll talk about that later in another video. I just want to kind of give you my thinking on setting up these levels and these trend lines. All right. So, so now based off this right here on this hourly, I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna set me up and kind of develop a bottom side channel and more of an upside channel, because I want to see how price is going to react as we get near these highs. And so I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna get me a horizontal line, and I'm gonna look at this chart, and I'm gonna set me a channel up right here based off this section right here in the chart. Okay, this is where I know that for getting close to this high at 469.48, my next level is going to be up there at 470. I'm gonna look and see how the chart's going to react. So now I'm gonna get me one here more on the bottom side, and I'm going to set that one right here. Let's see, let me grab it again. I'm gonna come in right here on the top of this green candle right here. All right. And so this is going, you know, when market opens, this is going to give me an idea where we're going to trade at. If we break up here, I know we're going more on the upside. I'm going to look for 470. If we break, you know, right here where we're holding at, then I'm looking for it to break 467. That'd be more for a downside. And so now for Monday, this is what you guys got to consider. It's the beginning of the week. So we want to see how the market's going to react to certain levels. And, you know, just looking off based off our moving averages, let's go to the daily and let's just kind of see where we're stretched out from. You know, we are stretched out from the 9 moving average. We kind of hold up here above it. So, you know, you can kind of expect some pullback right here at 466. Let's see, where was that level? 467.02. Okay, so let's go back into the 5-minute. So, wait, excuse me. Okay, so now we're here in the 5-minute. And see, we can see our work that we got set up based off the hourly and also the 4-hour chart. So, so now this is kind of going to be our middle section of trading. And of course, in between this middle section of trading, we got 467 to 469. You know, that's almost, you know, a $2 move here. And then, so, you know, if the market sells off in the morning, or, you know, if the market opens up in the morning and it tests this level here, well, we can expect it, then maybe try to get back in here if it wants to reverse back up. But if it breaks down past this level, we want to see how it's going to react right here. So, you know, we're going to be setting up levels and waiting for confirmation on either level, because this is where maybe we want to set in and get us like a 2-day contract. Okay, so, but, you know, if market gaps up to this levels and we maintain at this level, and then it wants to rip up, well, then, you know, you could take that trade from 469 to 470. But for me, I wouldn't. I'm not going to take that trade just yet, because I'm going to wait for it to hit that high, come up here, and maybe settle back down here and rip up, or it could just come on down back to these levels. But this is why we set our levels and we play them accordingly to how the market reacts. And as we get into these levels, we know where we're breaking or where we're supporting at based off the previous days here. So just, you know, and so, okay, so I'll do another video on the option block explaining where I would get on these prices. So okay, so if the market was to dip down here and to hold support, I'm gonna look for the 467. I'm gonna look, you know, the 467. I'm gonna see if I can get a 2-day contract on it pretty cheap right here. Okay, now for instance, I'm I would like to cover myself with a put too as well. So if this market was to gap up and continue to rip up here and break past this 470 here on a Monday, then I know that we're gonna make some new highs. So I'll probably try to scoop up a 2-day put if we break these highs here. But we don't know what it's going to do, but we got to have a plan based off what it does past these levels. And so that's why we set these levels up. But I'm in this video here, and we'll have some more coming up. But I appreciate you guys. Leave a like. Please subscribe to my channel. And we're going to continue to bring this content to you guys and show you how we're trading options. And looking forward to do another option, the blockchain on the option block for you guys. So we'll do that here in the next one. All right, see you soon.